Hello, guys. Football talks. This is Alex. Barcelona won. Athletic Bilbao won. What a strange game. It was the question on everybody's lips is: Are Barcelona feeling the effects of Lionel Messi leaving? This has been a very strange summer for Barcelona, with the way their best ever player and greatest ever talisman left the club, and even worse is how much depth the club has been plunged into because of giving out excessive wages to players who are coming in and signing players for excessive wages over the years, and all this seems to have taken its toll on the great club. So right now they've been signing players on free terms, free transfers, trying to cut their debts, and reduce their debts, and they've even been asking players, old members of the squad, to take pay cuts so that the club can continue to function and meet the financial requirements of their league and of the UEFA as well. And so this is one of their first. This is their second game since Lionel Messi has left the club, and there have been so many positives to take from this game which they just played with Athletic Bilbao, and even the game they won against I don't know, I've forgotten who it was in the first game of the season. I think they won 4-2 in that game. And so far so good. The signs have been promising. Memphis Depay, who hasn't had an easy career up to where he up to the point of him getting here at Barcelona, was their best player, I believe, in both games. In the first game of the season, I think it was against Sociedad. Yes, they won 4-2, and he was their best player then, along with Martin Braithwaite, and today he was also their and this today as well. He was also their best player. But I think Antoine Griezmann has been struggling to not only fill the boots of Lionel Messi, but to as well, lead the team as the best player and as the highest paid player in the team. And it begs the question that why are some of these players earning these wages they are earning? These wages are too much. If the reports are true, Antoine Griezmann is on almost £800,000 a week at Barcelona before tax. That's a lot of money. And on that with that kind of wages, you should be expecting that this player should be able to, take the bull by the horn every single game you play. He should be your talisman, and at the end of the season, he should be scoring at least 30 goals with at least 10 assists at the end of the season. But the way things are going, Griezmann is not looking like a player who can bank that many number of goals for the team. And it seems like Barcelona are becoming very dependent on Memphis Depay to make things happen and to lead them in games and take charge. Martin Braithwaite as well is another player who I believe last season or so, the guy was brought in when Barcelona had injuries to almost all their forwards and strikers. So the Barcelona took advantage of one of the laws of the league and signed the player during when the transfer window was closed, and this player happens to be Martin Braithwaite. But as things currently stand, they are trying to make Martin Braithwaite the first team player. This player was signed in for the purpose of backup, but right now he seems to be starting games, and Barcelona seem to have the intention of using him to compete for the league and the Champions League. It's going to be a troubled season for Barcelona. That's what I believe. And Ronald Koeman didn't get his tactics right yesterday. He set up right, particularly with respect to how he set up with Braithwaite. Braithwaite is a striker who isn't really blessed with pace. He isn't really prolific. So on that note, he should be spending a lot of time in the box, at least trying to take shots and finish up chances. But he spends a lot of his time on the wings, and he isn't best with pace like strikers like Thierry Henry or Ronaldo Nazario, who used to have this style of play. He spends a lot of time on the wings, and at the end of the day, you will see Memphis Depay dropping deep from the forward position and trying to make carry out the build up to the for of the ball to the opposition's goal, and by the time the ball gets to the final third and is being directed into the box, No one is there to attack it. I think this is one of the problems that Ronald Koeman has to address. He has to address in this team. I think the last game, the first game of the season when they played against Sociedad, he seemed to be in the box, and that was how I think he scored a brace and had an assist or something like that. So he was in the box and he was able to finish off chances while Depay was doing what he was doing. But today he wasn't able to do this because he wasn't present in the box as much as he should have been. And even when he was, he missed a glorious chance to give Barcelona the advantage. So on that note, I don't think Martin Braithwaite is the player Barcelona should be looking to compete as a first team player or to pin their hopes on as their striker to score goals and such. I think he will best serve the club as a squad player, a player to come in from the bench and give them options from the bench. So the signs are promising for Barcelona. They are finding it very difficult to move on after the loss of this big player, and I think they might need they might need some time to be able to get themselves right again and to be able to move on from Messi leaving the team. The signs are quite telling. They are lacking inspiration. Seriously, yesterday that game which I saw, it was an away game. The first game they played was at Camp Nou, so there was a lot of inspiration from the fans. They were just coming back, from a long time of not having the fans in the stadium. So there was a big boost around, and you could see that they were inspired to play that game, and they played a wonderful game, constantly pressing. But this game today, again, it was an away game at San Mamés, Athletic Bilbao, and these are the games that are really going to test Barcelona after now that Lionel Messi has left the team. This will really test their grades because away games are the toughest games of the season when you have to travel and the support of the crowd is against you. And it showed yesterday that they were lacking inspiration from a talisman. Griezmann sadly hasn't been able to provide this inspiration, so far, and it's everyone's hope that he's able to step into the boots of Lionel Messi, which is a very big ask. Some will even say it's an almost impossible ask of him. It's an almost impossible task for him to accomplish, but you have to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's on so much wages. There are so many players on so much wages on Barcelona who should be delivering more than what they are doing. Frankie De Jong had a very fantastic game yesterday. He's also another player on a lot of wages. So these are the things that they need to address, especially the manager, and the manager himself will face his biggest test now since he has joined Barcelona, because nowadays, so many managers rely so much on transfers, spending so much money, and don't and actually address the problems that their squads or teams have with little managerial abilities, or as less with less managerial abilities than used to than used to be applied back in the day. Nowadays most of the problems of the teams are solved by throwing money at them, throwing money at problems, signing players for huge fees, and expecting them to do just by solve the problems of the team by magic. But Ronald Koeman right now, who has to he has to knuckle down, he has to graft, and he has to search for solutions to the problems within his team by bringing out the solutions among the squad members he has and utilizing them tactically in a way that gets the best out of each and every one of them. And this is I think this is the next step Barcelona should be looking at. Can Barcelona compete for the league title under their current circumstances? I would love to know your opinions in the comment section below. So please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe at the end of this video if you did enjoy what I've just done. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you again in the next game. Thank you. Bye.